Nomar Garciaparra, 313 career batting average. Ken on here, Vista, California. I'm looking at Monday, June 30th, 2025. This will be the second part of Nomar Garciaparra's career that I will cover. His first part, the last video, I call it part one. He had 4 good years to start off his career. His first year was a rookie year, 24 games. But then from 1997, 98, 99, and the year 2000, that 4-year stretch, Nomar is playing for the Boston Red Sox. He put up good numbers. Listen to this. As far as runs scored, in this 4-year period, 1997 to 2000, he had 122 runs, 111, 103, and 104. So 4 years, 100 or more runs scored. I like it. During that same time, his hits in a season were very good too. 209, 195, 190, and 197. How about that? 4 years in a row, 190 plus hits. Then in RBIs, 4-year stretch, 98, 122, 104, and 96. So 4 years in a row, 90 plus RBIs. And then in batting average, 306, 323, 357, and 372. 2 batting titles, 4 years in a row, 300 or better. And then in total bases, 365, 353, 321, and 317. 4 years in a row, 300 or more total bases. Nice 4-year stretch, Nomar Garciaparra. His 6th year in the league will be the year 2001. According to the Baseball Reference, he only played 21 games. So I looked it up. He had a wrist injury. And I think he had some surgery. So he had to miss a lot of games because of his wrist being injured. And then he had tendonitis, according to what I read online. So he only played 21 games in 2001. Oh, that hurt because he had a 4-year stretch really putting up good numbers. So he batted 289 that year. But 2002, he comes back. 156 games. 635 at bats. He gets 101 runs scored. That's 5 times over 100. 197 hits. That's 5 times over 190. 56 doubles. Whoa. 40 is a good number for doubles in a season. He goes 56. 24 homers, 120 runs batted in. So that makes 3 times over 100. He bats 310. That's 5 seasons over 300. 352 on base, 528 slugging, 335 total bases. That makes 5 times 300 or better. Put Nomar Garciaparra in the lineup. This guy produces. 2003, Boston Red Sox, 156 games, 120 runs scored. That's 6 times 100 runs scored. 198 hits, 6 times 190 plus. 28 homers, 105 RBIs. That's 4 times 100 plus. 301 batting average. 6 times 300 or better. And he goes 345 total bases. 6 times 300 or better. Is Nomar Garciaparra on a Hall of Fame track? Yes. putting up these numbers. His first, looks like 9 years, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. His 8 years. First 8 years, good numbers. Then something very, very strange happened in the year 2004, and it baffles me. He's playing for the Boston Red Sox, and the fans love him. He gets traded to the Chicago Cubs. What? I just told you his numbers. 100 runs scored 6 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 times. 100 runs scored 6 times. 190 hits plus 6 times. One of them, 209, one season. 4 times, 100 RBIs. He had a high of 122 one year. And then 6 times, yeah, 6 times, 300 or better. He had 2 batting titles. And then 6 times, 300 or more total base. And you trade him to the Chicago Cubs? You know what? I think I read about it or I saw it on TV. I can't remember what. But for some reason, the Boston Red Sox wanted Alex Rodriguez. And he would have played shortstop. So there was a feud going on. I don't know the full story. But for some odd reason, Nomar is now traded to the Chicago Cubs. I don't know if there's contract negotiations going on. I don't know the full story. But I think that's very odd, don't you? Strange? Weird. Why would you not want to keep this guy? He's 30 years old in the year 2004. He's in his prime. He had that injury season, but he came back and produced. So his final numbers in 2004, that's 308, 99 hits. But he played for Boston and Chicago, 81 games. So he misses half the season. I don't know what happened there. So 2005, his second year with the Chicago Cubs, only gets 62 games. Is he injured? I don't know what happened. He bats 320. No, he bats 283. Then, in 2006, I think he signed. Yeah, according to this, he's now playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League. Nomar is playing for Boston in the American League, then plays for the Cubs, and now he's playing 2006. The Dodgers. What's going on? So he gets into 122 games, gets 142 hits, bats 303. That's pretty good. 2007, his second year with the Dodgers. 121 games, 122 hits, 283. Then his third year with the Dodgers, 2008. 55 games. I don't know what happened. 43 hits, 264. And then 2009, he's now playing for the Oakland A's. So this will be his 4th team. Gets 65 games and bats 281. So what in the world happened to Nomar Garciaparra in the second half of his career? It's disappointing. Why? Because at age 35, he stops playing. So he only has a 14-year career. There was some injuries. But the fact that he got traded from the Boston Red Sox is mind-boggling. Because after the numbers that he was putting up, he was on a Hall of Fame track. It bothers me. So he gets into 1,434 career games. Not enough. I'd like to have seen him play 2,000, maybe 2,500 games. He had 1,747 hits career, 927 runs scored. It's 14 years. So in that 14-year period, it's not 14 full years. It looks like he has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd say about 10 full seasons. And then the other 4 are hopscotch, not playing enough. So in 10 or 11-year period, he had good numbers going. But then the last, I'd say 4 years, a mess. It's disappointing. This guy potentially was on pace for the Hall of Fame. So 370 doubles, 229 career homers, 936 career RBIs, didn't pass 1,000. He does end up with a .313 career batting average. That could have been higher because he had like a 4-year stretch, 4 or 5 years where he's under 300. If he hadn't had those seasons, kept it above 300, he may have been about 320, maybe 325 career. 361 on base career, 521 slugging career, 2,908 career total bases. What's disappointing to me is only 1,434 games. I would have liked to have seen 2,500 games because I believe he would have been about 2,800, maybe 3,000 career hits. And he would have been close to 5,000 total bases if he had had about 2,500 games. He was on that pace. That injury season really hurt, that wrist injury. Seems like he was never the same after that. You know what Nomar Garciaparra did too, which is quite interesting to me. I've got it here. Did you know that he had 10 RBIs in one game? And it was in 1999 season. 10 RBIs. You know what he did? Hit 2 grand slams in that game. Here's the trivia question. See if you know the answer. How many players have hit 2 grand slams in one game? Do you know how many in baseball history? 155 years since 1871 until the present. 1870 to 2025 would be 155 years. How many players have hit 2 grand slams in one game? Nomar Garciaparra is one of them. And he had a 10 RBI game. That is pretty significant too, because how many players have had 10 or more RBIs in a game? Jim Botany had 12, so did Mark Whitten. Tony Lazario had 11. All right, do you want to hear the players' names who have hit 2 grand slams in one game? First guy to do it, Tony Lazario, 1936. Then Jim Tabor, Rudy York, Jim Gentile. Those last 3 guys are not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Tony Cloninger. Tony Cloninger. Jim Northrup. He did it. Frank Robinson did it. Frank's in the Hall of Fame. Robin Ventura did it. Fernando Tatis did it. And he holds the record for doing it in 1 inning. Can you believe that? Fernando Tatis is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but he is in the record book for hitting 2 grand slams in 1 inning. 1 inning. 8 RBIs in 1 inning? That's a record. That's crazy. That will never happen again. Do you think someone will hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning again? I don't think that'll happen again. So that's an oddity in baseball history. All right, you have Nomar Garciaparra, 1999. Bill Mueller. Chris Hoyles. and Josh Winningham. And he's the last guy to do it, 2009. So it's been about 16 years, and nobody's hit the 2 Grand Slams in one game. But 13 players have done it. Nomar's one of them. Man, I I used to watch Nomar on TV. I think the Angels would be playing the Boston Red Sox. It would be on my TV. He had a good swing, and he was a good player, especially in those prime years. All right, we're done with Nomar Garciaparra. What do you think? He's one of the players in baseball history that was on his way to the Hall of Fame, but something got in the way. Some obstruction happened. All right, who's next? I'm going to look at this guy. His name is, I don't know if you've heard of him, Benny Koff. Why? Just 8 years in the league. 310 career batting average. Actually, 311. Benny Koff. I'll be quick on him. I want to point out some things about this guy. Okay, he's an old schooler. We'll look at him next, and then we'll keep looking at players, 300 or better career batting average. Just to look at their career highlights, I think it's significant if a player can maintain a 300 or better career batting average. Now, some guys do it in 10 years, some do it in 15 years, some do it in 20 years. How about Ty Cobb? 23 years, 366. I've covered him already. He was one of the first guys I covered. But how about these other guys? I want to give a shout out to them. Benny Koff, you're next. I'm out.